Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on how the world's wealthiest people really think. And I'm not talking about saving coupons. We're talking about a fundamental mindset shift, and it's all backed by decades of research.
So let's just jump right in with a question that really gets to the heart of it all. Someone on Reddit asked this, and it's perfect. When you have a lot of wealth, does your entire way of thinking about money just change? And the answer, as it turns out, is a huge, resounding yes.
Okay, so get this. A self-made millionaire named Siebold spent, wait for it, 26 years interviewing the world's richest people. And what he found was that the biggest difference between them and everyone else wasn't in their wallets, it was in their heads. The real secret isn't some financial trick, it's a whole different way of thinking that actually generates the wealth in the first place.
And this, right here, is the fundamental split. Most of us see wealth as a privilege, like something that's only for a few lucky people. But the wealthy, they see it as a right. They truly believe that if you create massive value for other people, you have earned the right to be rich. One of those mindsets leads you to buy a lottery ticket, and the other one, well, that one leads you to get to work.
And Siebold really nails it here. This isn't about luck. It's a really simple exchange, right? You create value, and you get a reward. That's it. That's the core belief that drives literally all of their actions. For most people, making money seems, complicated, almost mysterious, right? But the rich know it's not some big secret. It just flows from ideas. They see money as a really simple trade for solving problems. And like one source put it, the bigger the solution, the bigger the paycheck. Now that doesn't mean it's easy, but it is simple. Okay, so if it's not just about what they believe, what are they actually doing? Let's get into the real strategies. And here's a little spoiler for you. It has almost nothing to do with just working harder.
See, most of us think it a straight line. You trade your time for dollars. If you want to earn more, you got to work more hours. But the wealthy know that is a trap because you're always going to run out of time. They believe that creative thinking, coming up with solutions to tough problems, is the highest paid skill on the planet.
In this right here, this is a perfect breakdown of that nonlinear thinking. The magic word is leverage. Think about it. If plain old hard work was the only thing that made you rich, every single construction worker would be a millionaire. But they're not. Instead, the wealthy use leverage through their teams, through very specific knowledge, and by starting their own businesses to multiply their efforts way beyond what one person could ever do.
Yeah, and this quote from Jim Rohn it sums it all up perfectly, doesn't it? Of course, the wealthy respect a formal education, but they know that fortunes are built on specific, real-world knowledge that you get through self-education, like deeply understanding a market or a new technology or what a customer really, truly needs.
Okay, let's pause for a second, because what we're about to talk about might be the single biggest, most mind-bending difference in how the wealthy see money. Seriously. This one idea explains so many of their decisions that might otherwise seem really strange to us.
So for most of us, money is what you'd call a stock. Think of it like a bucket of water you're carrying around, and you're always worried it's going to run out. But for the ultra-wealthy, money is a flow. It's like a powerful fire hose that never runs out of water, and their only job is to decide where to point it next.
And that one little shift in thinking from a bucket to a hose, it changes absolutely everything. Your entire strategy flips from defense, protecting what you have, to offense, going out and using what you have to make things happen. It goes from preservation to application.
So you might be thinking, okay, if they have a money hose, they must just be spraying it everywhere, right? Well, not exactly. Let's look at how this mindset really applies to their actual spending habits, because it is probably not what you'd expect.
I love this. This comes from someone on Reddit who actually went from poverty to the top 1%. They said, I don't mind spending money. I hate wasting money. See the difference? The goal isn't about being cheap. It's about being efficient and not just squandering your resources on stuff that gives you no real value back. And this is just a brilliant way to think about it in action. The question isn't, can I afford this $100,000 car? The real question is, will this car actually give me $30,000 worth of happiness? It's a cost-benefit analysis, but for your own personal fulfillment. Is this purchase actually going to move the needle on my happiness in a big way?
So the big takeaway here is that people don't get rich by careless spending. They get rich by constantly, almost obsessively focusing on value. Every purchase is an investment. They're buying assets that are going to generate more flow.
And as another user pointed out, a lot of them actively try to hide their wealth, wearing no-name brands because they care about quality, not status.
All right, so what does all this mean for you and me? Well, the good news is you don't need a billion-dollar bank account to start thinking like someone who has one. Let's break down the core mindset shifts we've talked about that you can start applying like today.
It really boils down to these 4 principles. First, you got to reframe money. It's not the goal. It's just the byproduct of solving problems. Second, build leverage so you can escape that time for money trap. Third, you make your money work for you by buying assets. And finally, you have to get comfortable taking smart, calculated risks because that's where all the growth happens.
Look, it all comes back to this. Changing your mindset can literally change your life. Is money some scarce thing you have to hoard, or is it a reward for solving problems? Is it earned with your time or with your thoughts? So I'll leave you with this final thought. What's just one belief you have about money that you could rethink today?
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and click on the bell icon to turn on notifications.